Bitcoin is beginning the week very strong and is now pumping around the $64,000 again. We are seeing that Bitcoin is trying to break this critical resistance around the $64,000. In this video I'm going to tell you exactly why Q4 is the most bullish quarter of the year for Bitcoin, and I will tell you how you can be prepared for these last months of 2024. There are a lot of interesting formations occurring on the chart, so I will discuss them with you in this video. I will also have a look at the two altcoins, Ethereum and Cardano, but about that later in the video. There's also a lot of interesting data and I can't wait to discuss it with you in this video. So watch the video all the way to the end, like the video, and let's dive right into the charts. As I was discussing you on my socials, I was saying that the CME gap was opened at the $62,826 and that we can expect Bitcoin to trade around this level because it acts like a magnet. And if we then have a look at the chart, we can see that Bitcoin was trading around this level during the weekend and we didn't see a lot of volatility during the weekend, so this was beautiful to see. And we also closed the gap beautiful on the beginning of Monday, and now we can see a big pump to the top side already, and we're already pumped above the $64,000, so this is very bullish to see for Bitcoin. And now we can see a little bit of an uptrend on the shorter time frame. This is the 50-minute time frame. And now we can maybe expect more bullishness coming into the week for Bitcoin because we are starting the week very bullish. And this week can get a little bit more bullish because we saw a lot of bullish inflows in the last 2 weeks for the Bitcoin ETFs. So we're seeing a lot of bullish momentum coming into the market, and this total cumulative inflow is almost getting to a new all-time high, and the previous all-time high was around $18 billion. So let's see if Bitcoin can create more bullish inflows, and eventually I want to see this $20 billion mark getting hit, and that of course will have a very bullish effect on the price of Bitcoin, and it will pump up the price. And the last 2 weeks have been very bullish for the Bitcoin ETFs, so let's see if this week also can be bullish. And if we then have a look at this chart with horizontal levels that act as resistance and support, we can see that Bitcoin is coming to this next big resistance level around the $64,000. And in the past we see a lot of price interactions with this level, and this level is acting as big resistance. So if Bitcoin can break through this resistance, retest its resistance as support, we can aim for the next big resistance, and that will be around the $68,000. But for now we can see a lot of resistance coming into the market. We could potentially also see a rejection from this level, and then we can come back to the lower levels, and then we can come back to the previous resistance and maybe turn it into support, and that will be around the $60,500 because we can also see a lot of price interactions from this level, and this level hasn't been tested after this huge gain. So this will be the bearish scenario, but of course we want to see the bullish scenario play out, and that we're going to see a gain of this level and then continue the bullish uptrend for Bitcoin. So this could all happen this week, and this will be the next big make or break point for Bitcoin in the coming days. And if we have another look at the daily time frame, we can see that Bitcoin made a triple bottom, and we came from these lows and we saw a big pump to the top side. And now we're creating a little bit of an uptrend already, so this is looking very bullish. But of course we are also seeing lower highs and we need to create a higher high. So if we are going to see a gain of this level, and this will be around the $64,000, then we are going to create a new higher high, and then we will see a big trend reversal on the daily time frame. So before we are going to see a higher high, we have to be cautious that we could also potentially see a rejection from this level, and then we are still in this lower high structure and we will continue the downtrend. But on the lower side we are seeing that we are going to create a little bit more of a bullish trend. So this could be the start of a trend reversal. But keep in mind that we can also come back to this lowest level, and that we have to aim for lower targets because the trend is still down and you always have to trade with the trend. So before Bitcoin is going to create a new higher high, we have to be a little bit cautious. And let's see if Bitcoin can create this new trend reversal already in this coming week. And Q4 is mostly the most bullish time of the year for Bitcoin, because we can see a lot of bullish returns for the last quarter of the year for Bitcoin in the past, and this is looking very bullish. And especially when September was green, we saw a very bullish Q4, because every time September was turning green, we saw a bullish Q4, and every time September was red, we saw a little bit of a mixed Q4. Also last year we saw a green September, so we saw a bullish Q4, and now September is already up for almost 8%. So let's see if Bitcoin can create more bullish price action, and also that we are going to see 3 consecutive bullish months for Q4. And this of course will be very bullish, and this will maybe bring us to new all-time highs. And if you're already feeling a bit of FOMO, I will tell you exactly how you can still enter the market if you want to trade Bitcoin. And we're now seeing that this falling wedge formation broke to the top side on the daily time frame. And if you want to trade Bitcoin, you can wait for a retest of this previous resistance to turn it into support, because this previous resistance hasn't been tested as support yet. Of course, I don't know for sure if this is going to happen, but if you want to enter the market on a higher low structure, you can possibly enter the market here in a long, and then you have to wait for a retest. So if Bitcoin comes back to this level, you can enter the market in a long on this retest, and this bullish retest will then bring us to new higher highs. And breakout target of this falling wedge formation is around the $69,000. So if potentially we see a retest of this previous resistance to turn it into support, you can enter the market here in the long, and to the breakout target you could potentially already make a 20% increase. So this is an insane target. And as I'm always saying, you don't want to buy in the green, you always want to buy on red days. So let's see if Bitcoin comes back to this level, and then we'll of course see a little bit of red days. And on a red day you want to buy into the market, because then everyone is panicking again, and then you can enter the market in a long and aim for higher targets. And a long time ago I was discussing this broadening wedge for you on the daily time frame for Bitcoin. We can see a lot of touch points on the top side as resistance and also on the lower side as support. And eventually this broadening wedge has to pick a side, and now we are coming back to the top side of this broadening wedge. So this is looking beautiful. And as we were at the lower side of this broadening wedge, I've been buying Bitcoin like crazy, and from these lows I'm already up for a significant gain for 21% already. So this is looking very bullish. And of course I'm taking some profits when we're coming back at the top side of this formation. But of course we want to see a gain of this formation, and then we want to see a breakout and an exponential move to the top side for Bitcoin, and that will bring us to new all-time highs. And the first interesting altcoin I want to have a look at is Ethereum. Also, when Ethereum was at these lows, I've been telling you that I've been buying like crazy, and because we are seeing this horizontal level was coming into play, and this critical horizontal level was seeing a very strong reaction, and now we are seeing a bounce from this level. We also gained this next big resistance, and now we are coming back to the next big resistance. So this horizontal level is the first level to break for Ethereum if we want to see more bullish continuation. And this is looking like a little bit of a trend reversal, but of course I want to see that this previous high is going to be gained, and that we're going to see something like this, and that we're going to see a little bit of a trend reversal for Ethereum on the daily time frame. And the Ethereum ETF hasn't been a very big success yet, but last week we saw a little bit of a bullish inflow on the last 2 days of the trading week. So let's see if the Ethereum ETFs can see a little bit more bullish inflows, because this will help to pump up the price of Ethereum. And if we have a look on the 4-hour time frame, I was discussing this beautiful downward sloping resistance line with you. We also can see these huge support areas was coming into play, and this price was eventually getting squeezed into the apex. So we also saw a breakout to the top side, a retest of this previous resistance to turn it into support, and from there we are now trading to the top side. And the breakout target of this formation will be the confluent with the top side of this resistance area, and that will be around the 3.5k. So let's see if Ethereum can create more top side from here and eventually come to this breakout target of the 3.5k. And the next interesting altcoin I want to have a look at is Cardano. We can see Cardano is in this falling wedge structure with multiple touch points on the top side as resistance and also on the lower side as support. And every time we touch this support to the lower side, I was been buying Cardano like crazy, and now we can see a bounce from this level. But inside of this falling wedge we can see another falling wedge structure, and this resistance area is the first big resistance to break for Cardano. So let's see if we can push to the top side and eventually create more bullish price action. But then if we are going to break this level, then the next big resistance will be this area, and we also need to gain this level. So this will be a very interesting structure to watch for Cardano, and if we're going to create some similar price action like this, then we can see a huge trend reversal for Cardano on the daily time frame. But for now Cardano is running into resistance, so we could potentially also see a rejection from this level. But of course we want to see the bullish scenario play out, and that we're going to see is something similar like this. And if we're going to break this falling wedge structure, then the top side of this formation will be confluent with the breakout target, and that will be around the 52 cents. Because in the past we can also see a lot of touch points around the 52 cents. So this is a very big resistance level also that comes into play if you're going to trade around these levels. So keep in mind that if we're going to see a breakout of this level, the 52 cents is the breakout target for Cardano. Please leave a like if you find the video useful, follow me on my other socials, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.